The Missouri Supreme Court listened to arguments this morning about recreational marijuana sales taxes. When that issue passed in 2022, the amendment allowed for communities to propose and implement a 3% sales tax for buyers. Many counties then passed additional 3% taxes on top of them, sparking lawsuits in which the marijuana industry claims the language doesn't allow for the stacking of those taxes. Ozark's first Parker Padgett is live outside the Greene County Commissioner's office after speaking to a commissioner and a man who argued in court against the tax stacking.
And there are several counties in our viewing area that have this tax, but here in Greene County, it never made it onto a ballot, and that's on purpose. I spoke to one of the commissioners, Rusty McLaughlin, who tells me when it comes to the issue, they simply wanted to wait to see what happens with the courts before proposing anything at the voting booth.
We left it alone.
Rusty McLaughlin, one of the commissioners for Greene County, says they purposely didn't propose a 3% sales tax on recreational marijuana because they knew the issue would head to court.
The city of Springfield had already elected to do that, so the question became, can we and should we? Well, the can we question, we don't know the answer to that. Can they be stacked? Some attorneys will say we believe they can, others said we believe they can't.
The case made its way to the Supreme Court this morning, where Jack Cardetti says he argued counties should not be able to stack taxes.
The Constitution, we believe, clearly prohibits that. The Eastern District Court of Appeals several months ago ruled in our favor, and now arguments were held this morning in front of the Missouri Supreme Court.
McLaughlin says holding off has saved tax dollars from being used in court.
At that point, we determined we didn't want to waste taxpayer dollars defending this at all three of those levels.
McLaughlin says it's too early to say if Greene County would propose a tax when the court rules, but he says other county commissioners have not used tax money until a court comes down with a ruling.
The ones that I know and that I've talked to at other counties that have stacked the taxes aren't spending them because they're not sure that they will be allowed to at some point.
The facts aren't in dispute here. Us and the other side don't have, we're all based on the same fact. The question is, in Article 14, when it says for purposes of taxation, it defines local government, what does that mean?
The Missouri Supreme Court has announced that its next rulings will be handed down on May 27th, but it's unclear if this case will be included in it. And I reached out to officials in Christian County. Christian County is a county that passed one of these sales taxes on the county level, and I spoke to Commissioner Lynn Morris, who tells me and confirmed that the county has not spent any of that tax revenue since they passed that issue in 2023. He tells me that they are also waiting to see what the courts rule. Reporting live in Springfield, Parker Padgett, Ozarks First.